Hey, Steve Magnante here at High-Octane Classics in Auburn, Massachusetts with another high-octane muscle car walk-around. Now, a Corvette isn't a muscle car, or is it not a muscle car? Well, I say it could be. It's a fun car, two-seater only, V8 only, at least by 1954-55, when the V8 arrived on the scene, replacing the six-banger of 1953 and early 54. But this one here is a 1960. In the seventh year of production for Corvettes, from 53 through 60, in those period of time, the Corvette became more and more popular. And in fact, the 1960 was the first year that Corvette sales broke the 10,000 unit mark. It was on its way toward greater and better things. Now this one here is one of 10,261 cars built. Of them, 5,328 had four-speed transmission. The other ones had what kind of a transmission? Let's look inside and find out. We have to remember that the Corvette was not a race car. It was basically a luxury, personal, sporty car, if you will. And in 53 and 54, they were automatic only. There were no stick shifts until 1955, when a three-speed manual arrived on the scene, and a four-speed manual arrived late in 1957. Now, here's the big question. What's that thing doing here? It looks like a stick shift. That's actually the stick for the Powerglide two-speed automatic, of which only 1,766 were built. Most people bought either the three-speed manual or the four-speed manual in 1960. So this was definitely in the minority, this transmission right here. Something also new for 1960 was this anodized aluminum applique here, and the grab bar was still there, but these red and blue stripes over and above the Corvette logo were new for 1960, sort of reinforcing the American red, white, and blue theme of the Corvette, which was, of course, America's most true sports car. Inside these, of course, all Corvettes have bucket seats, clearly. A sporty steering wheel with aluminum spokes, real stuff right there. 140 mile an hour, 160 mile an hour speedometer. Look at that, 160. Now this one here, maybe could go 160 with the right drivetrain. Let's find out what engine's under the hood of this one here. Now in 1960, all Corvettes had a V8 engine. It was a 283 cubic inch small block. Which one do we have here? Okay. All right, well, the painted valve covers and the open element aluminum air cleaner tells us this is the base 230 horsepower engine, and it's a typical engine to be found with the Powerglide automatic. You couldn't get the Powerglide with the fuel injection engines or the dual quad engines in 1960. And of course, 1961 would be the final year for the small block 283. 62, the 327 would replace this engine in all Corvettes. And again, it's a great little engine, very docile, and something we see right here is this tin work. This thing right here is basically a tin to keep the electric waves that are not well insulated by the fiberglass body from interfering with the radio and other parts of the car. So that's standard fare on all Corvettes, except for radio delete cars, which are only on a minority of these things. This one is pretty well equipped with manual steering, manual brakes, which is what these all had. No disc brakes until 1965. These are 11-inch drums all the way around. They're great brakes for basic use. Now the big dog would have been the fuel-injected 283 with 290 horsepower, and that might have gotten close to 160 miles an hour on a long stretch with the right gears, but 160 is pretty optimistic on that speedometer, but certainly 120, 130, no problem. But again, running on these bias ply tires, well, these are skinny, not the best tires for hauling butt around corners at 110 miles an hour. They're really skinny, not a lot of contact patch, and the sidewall flexes a bunch. Now, 1960 was the next to last year for the wide white tire. On the optional white wall tires, they went to a thinner white line for 1961, and then 62 and beyond. Now, 1961 or 60 was a nice year for the side cove right here, with the chrome trim right there. It doesn't do anything at all but help to sell cars, makes them look sporty. And this, of course, is the, in Mopar land, would be the air grabber. That's the cowl vent, actually. That you open that up, so it basically allows air to get inside the car. Now, Corvettes don't have wind wings right here. Like a lot of 50s cars have things you can open up here to get air inside. Not on Corvette. They can be kind of claustrophobic. And again, that little air door right there helps to keep the interior ventilated and cool. Up front, the 1960 Corvette was the last year to feature the horizontal vertical chrome teeth right here in the grille. 1961, those would be gone, and a matte black treatment would be applied to the grille behind them, or behind the opening. And a great looking car right here, really. And you have to love the fact that these were always made out of fiberglass with one exception, and you can win a bar bet by pointing this out. The one thing that's made out of metal on these cars was down here on the driver's side rear. The fuel filler door is stamped metal. That is not fiberglass, that's metal right there, and that's the one thing on the Corvette body that is not made of fiberglass. Now you know. Now, most people think that all Corvettes are red. Well, not so. In 1960, the most popular color was ermine white, of which 3,717 were painted white, like this one here. They were not all red. Other colors were available, but this is the most popular color. To learn more about this 1960 Corvette in ermine white, check out the photo gallery on the High Octane Classics website.